What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Denver Metal Things. This is Justin. I'm at Monkey Barrel with
Tyler.
Let's get into it.
That is such a tough question.
But hey, let's move on to the good news. Starting next week, you can sleep in, you can binge watch all of your favorite shows, you can clean the house and organize your medicine cabinet, you can even start writing that novel you've been talking about.
When your name McAllister, you know what I always associate you with?
Home Alone,
Home
surely,
Alone,
yeah.
Kevin McAllister.
I get that all the time, yeah.
Because it's like, yeah.
You know, something that always struck me about Home Alone was the score. I thought the music in that movie is really, really good.
Is it John Williams?
Yes. Yeah, John Williams.
I mean, like, it's like if it's good, it's probably John
It's like Hans Zimmer, John Williams, or like Danny Elfman. You know, those are like the big three for me.
What'd you order?
I got the barbecue bacon burger. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the buffalo wrap. I was in Ireland and I was like, what are Irish artists? Like, I like to try to listen to music.
Yeah.
And then it's like U2. And I'm like, okay,
Sure.
I like U2.
Yeah.
And then Enya.
Okay,
I'm like, I love Enya.
Yeah.
And then so I started listening to her stuff. And her one song, Caribbean Blue, that might be my favorite song of all time.
Really?
Like, it's just
interesting.
It's so well done. Like,
yeah.
The way it's produced and everything.
Yeah.
And it just is like emotional, and it's like. But again, like, do you compare that to a metal song?
Sure.
As being like, but I just like I think that might be like a song. It just like relaxes me.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
You know, the person who sang this, I feel bad I can't remember her name, but she died just recently, like the other day. But I rediscovered the song "Total Eclipse of the Heart."
Oh yeah.
Dude, that is a masterpiece of a song. That is an incredible piece of music. Like the emotional delivery and the way that it just keeps building up, like chorally, and then the key change. And I'm just like, this is like.
Is there a key change in that?
I think there is. If there's
no,
not,
it's fine. It's like I gotta go back and listen.
There might not be, but like I don't know. There's a shift in the middle, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. This is a crazy song. You know, it's just written with so much intensity as it builds in crescendos. History, and I'm not going to name the time periods because I'm going to butcher it. I don't know, but he said throughout history, music goes between two things. It goes from wanting to become more complicated and to expand and become different, and then once it's too complicated, it goes back to wanting to be simple again. And those are like the zeitgeists. And it's like I think pop music has done that, where it was wanting to push the boundaries and be complicated, and then in the early 2000s, 2010s, I think it went back to like, let's just be simple, let's just be easy. And we might be on the precipice of getting complicated again, but I don't know yet. You know,
for pop music.
Well, just music in general.
Just like your band, your stuff's not. It's complicated.
Yeah, our stuff's really complicated. Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
What's your favorite song of all time?
That is such a tough question. Obviously, there are contenders for favorite songs. It depends on my mood. I would say that. The two that come to my mind is either Blue and the Gray by Parkway Drive or Monochrome Pensive by The Contortionist, which is like a 9-minute long song. Sometimes I struggle to enjoy music because I'm so critical of it, you know. The best musical experiences I've ever had is watching Contortionist live because there's something about just how ethereal like their whole style is. Yeah. And the vocalist, you know, his voice is so delicate and intimate, and you know the synths and the strings that they layer everything on is very intentional. And yeah, just those live experiences of seeing Contortionists in a dark room with like their lights and like their music playing, I get that. Those are the only times I've ever actually cried from happiness, you know. And I don't even know if it's happiness; it's more just awe, you know, just straight human emotion. But yeah, those are, I think, probably the only times in my life I've cried from enjoying something so much is seeing them live.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's hit it.
Yeah, you can skip through the. They do the whole Final Fantasy
Right.
idea.
I'm trying to skip this. There we go. Okay. Oh wow. I've never played this game. Look at this. This is like Mass Effect.
Yeah, you have to go through the different planets.
Okay, there we go. Oh man. Okay, I gotta figure out the controls really quickly here. Shoot, one of these is shoot.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'm good at dodging. Okay, there we go, there we go. Oh, it's inverted, so that makes it nice and easy. Great. There we go.
There's a way to change the view, but honestly, that view is like way better.
Oh, whoa. Okay, you can like lock on.
Do you like video games?
I've been known to like video games.
I mean, like a lot? Or?
When I was younger, I really liked video games. Now I just don't really have time, a lot of time for it.
I feel like that's an interesting thing to talk with musicians about, if they like this other thing than music.
Yeah.
Because it's certainly going to take away from time. I mean, there should be a balance between like, hey, I'm creating, and you don't want to be so stressed out doing it.
Right.
But at the same time, it does take away from like, if I go home tonight, I was just in my job, or I work some weird hours, and then I go home and I just like chill, play video games.
Right.
Or do I work on this song?
Yeah.
It's like it's a little bit of a battle, but
definitely, I get that a lot. Yeah.
So they have N64s. Did you ever have an N64?
Like
what was your? Because then after N64, it would have been.
I think it's GameCube. I was a GameCube guy.
GameCube,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because there was like. And then it was always like with your friends, like do you buy Nintendo or do you buy PlayStation?
Now it's like PlayStation or Xbox. Yeah.
The first system I had was actually the first Nintendo. Like Top Gun was like the first game I bought.
Sure.
After school, we
that's cool.
Buy it. That game was freaking hard.
Yeah. Old games are hard, man.
Yeah.
Old games are really hard. There's something about like how clunky they are and like how the controls are just not that responsive. I feel bad because I always feel like I'm wasting time when I'm not working on music. Yeah. But I think also like, I don't know, it's tough because music for me has like dipped from being a hobby to being a necessity in my life a little bit. And that's dangerous because like, I definitely enjoy music, but I do it because I need it, Yeah. It's like, it's more than just like, hey, I do this in my free time. Like, there's a part of me that like needs to be creative.
Just knowing what I know about old age, like my parents' experience with old age, is if you could have something.
Yeah.
But having that purpose, if you're always making music, and if you're like 80 years old and you're like, oh, I'm going to go, I just imagine myself with like huge beard composing a symphony or something.
Yeah.
But it like gives you something to do. Like you have that goal, and it's so healthy for your brain.
It's true.
To do stuff like that. Otherwise, like if you just don't have direction in your day, you just kind of shrivel up.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But
yeah, boredom is like is very unhealthy for an active mind.
This is like my favoriteest game in like arcades.
Do you believe these lies? Do you accept your real fate? The world does not care for you.
As we delve into Mile High Comics, I thought I'd give a little overview of how I got into comics and some of my favorite comics and some definitions before we go into the store. So I do have a little selection of comics in my bookshelf. These are my favorite trade papers. So I'll show some trade papers at Mile High Comics. It's essentially a set of issues of those comics. So a series I really like is Saga. So this is volume 1. And then one of my favorites is Jack Kirby, The Losers. Just kind of G.I. Joe like, but it's set in World War II. Then Office World. Actually bought this from Devin is in Denver. And he did the artwork in the same kind of style for some of my music that I've done under Ghethen. So I really like this
book, and this really isn't really a trade paper. Brings us into another category, which is graphic novel. So it's not a series, but the book tells its whole story, just as any other book. And then here's a graphic novel as well, but it is Wool, and it is a graphic novel representing the actual book Wool, which this now is a show on Apple TV called Silo. That's one of my favorite books. So I first found out about that book through the graphic novel. So it's kind of cool to, again, kind of explore things by purchasing the smaller version. And then here are my comics. The first time I ever got into comics was as a kid, but it was a bunch of random like X-Men comics. And then when I moved to New York, I would go to Midtown Comics near Grand Central Station. It's just a block away after work, and then I'd go into Midtown Comics and look around. And then I eventually, there's certain days when it comes out, I think it's like Tuesday or something, certain things come out, the new comics come out, so you can be there right when they come out. But a lot of these now they're not super organized. I should probably do that, but some of the cool ones I got, I have this Barack Obama one. They did one in 2018. Here's a Wolverine's Origins. I got into Secret Invasion, and I have all of these 1 through 8, and then I think there's some other series that accompany it as well. So that was just a quick overview of comics I liked, but again, some of the key definitions: trade paper, graphic novel, and then the individual comics as well. So we'll see all those at Mile High Comic. So let's get over there.
The world does not care for you. Dogs eat Accept reality, no one is disposable. We need each other.
Welcome to Mile High Comics, just outside of downtown Denver. It is a sprawling store showcasing more than 5 million comic books, graphic novels, and really specializes in figures. And this is where you can just browse the different aisles, look for things that were around when you were a kid, new stuff, new old stuff. It's a really great store to just browse around, and you can spend hours. Here's Sequest. I love this series back in the day. And they have both things hanging where you can browse through them and kind of go through them yourself. And then there's also these cases that are fun to walk through, and they're organized by the different comic or series or movie. Here's a Trinity that I have, but I don't have it in a box. So it's really fun to just browse through the aisles, going up and down, looking at the different stuff they have. So take your time, spend an afternoon, have lunch ahead of time. So there's this nice display section that's in the back that has all the Primo display stuff, special editions. I did find something for A-Team that I think I'm going to get. Let me just show that to you. It's right down here. It is the full set of the cards. I've seen this online. It's kind of cool to see it in person. I don't have all of them. I just have random ones to accompany each of my individual figures. So I think this will be a cool one to add to my collection. And then in the middle of the store and the star of the show obviously is the individual comics. These are split up by Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age. Golden Age being the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Silver Age getting into the 70s, and Bronze Age is up through the 80s.
So now I'm in the trade paperback section. honestly, if you want to get into comics, this is a good way to do it, because you can buy a compilation, which is what a trade paper is. It's a compilation of the individual comics. Another good way to get into comics is Comic Book Day. The reason being is that you can go, and places like Mile High Comics will give you a free comic, sometimes up to 5 of your choice, and then you could get a certain series and read it. It's just a single little preview of it, but it can get you an idea of what that series is like, so you can then decide if you want to invest in purchasing. And here are the Star Wars figures and toys. There is a huge selection of these. And finally, I looked through Star Trek The Next Generation figures, and I have been thinking of starting to collect these because I really like this series. I used to watch it with my mom. Data and Geordi are my favorite characters, and I decided to get one from the 1988 series from Galoo. So I was able to pick up a couple things. Let me show you what I got. First, I got that 18 card set. Excited about that. Then I also got, I was debating on Star Trek First Generation figures. I ended up getting Geordi. And then I also got Dune, House of Atreides. I was saying before, I feel like it's a good way to check out the series, and then if I want to go further in that series, I can decide that later. But I'm really excited about reading those. Hopefully bring that on the plane, because I'm going to go be traveling in a couple days here. But anyway, that's the summary of the haul here. And thanks for watching. See you guys later.